In this video, we will talk about something very interesting to many people. We will discuss Neville Goddard's most life-changing teachings, and we will simplify it. Neville taught that an assumption, while false, would harden into fact if you keep assuming it. To prove this to yourself, all you have to do is look back at your life and compare it to what you have assumed to be true and how it manifested. If you do this, you will notice how your assumptions have always manifested in your physical world. This is why Neville taught that by assuming the feeling of having or being what you desire to have or be, would eventually manifest in your physical world. When you persist in an assumption until it becomes your dominant thought and feeling, that assumption has no choice but to harden into fact. So, observe your thoughts and feelings, and notice how what you assume to be true is playing out in your world right now. What you are conscious of is the only reality. In other words, your world, your life, is made of the content of what you are conscious of. For example, if you are broke right now, it's because you are conscious of your lack of money. If you do have money but you're still afraid of spending money, you are conscious of your lack of money. If you don't have your main desire right now, it's because you are conscious of the absence of such a desire rather than its presence. In order to experience a shift in your life, you have to shift in consciousness. You have to let go of what you are conscious of now and become conscious of having your desire, even though it may not have appeared in your 3D world yet. You have to let go of the old man, your old personality, and embody the new personality. Neville Goddard is known for having taught, God is in your wonderful human imagination. The core teaching of Neville is that there is no God outside of us because God is in us and we are God. The divine force called God is having an experience through each human being, and it is our purpose, as humans, to use that power to learn how to use our imagination to create the life that we want. However, since God is impartial and doesn't see right or wrong the same way our human ego sees it, we can also imagine negative things for us, and thus have to live through it. Being the God of our reality also means taking responsibility for everything that happens to us, whether we've created it consciously or unconsciously. Neville Goddard is known for having taught, God is in your wonderful human imagination. The core teaching of Neville is that there is no God outside of us because God is in us and we are God. The divine force called God is having the difference between a thought that manifests and one that doesn't, it's the feeling. Even if you have a passing thought that you feel is true, that thought will manifest. When I did my own inner work, I have noticed that even fleeting thoughts had manifested in my life when I felt them. That's how I manifested a car accident once. The thought was short-lived, but I truly felt it, and within less than 2 minutes I was in a small car crash. This is why when you want to manifest a specific desire, you need to feel it real. You need to create an imaginal scene that will help you feel that you are there. When you repeat such a process over and over, until it impresses your subconscious mind, your desire has to show up because it's the law. Probably my favorite Neville Goddard's teaching is the teaching of living in the end or living in the wish fulfilled, which are the same thing. So, what does it mean and why it is so important that you get this teaching if you want to manifest your desires quickly and easily? When Neville said to go to the end or live in the end, he meant that if you desire to be married, for example, you need to imagine and feel that you are already married. Don't bother imagining a first date, because once you've imagined that you are already married, that first date and everything in between will just be bridges of incidents that will happen automatically and will take you to your end goal. On the other hand, if you get caught up manifesting a date, you might very well get stuck there and never manifest marriage. Many people in the manifesting community have actually fallen into that trap. And this goes for every single thing that you want to manifest. If you want to manifest a car, for example, imagine that you are going to the repair shop for your first checkup. This will imply that you are the owner of the car that you want to manifest. No matter what you desire, you need to go to the end for everything that you want to manifest, because it's the fastest way to get there. He said, during that time I owned the world and didn't know it. Everything was mine, but no one told me about it. The world is yours for the taking, but if you do not know it, you can go hungry for $1. The illusion of time is one of the greatest illusions of this third-dimensional world, along with the illusion of separation. But truly, the only moment that exists is the now. The past and the future only exist in our minds. The reason why we can revise and change the past is due to the fact that linear time doesn't truly exist. The reason that we see time as linear and we grow and age is to a large extent because of our assumptions that things are supposed to be that way. If you were to examine every single one of your beliefs and assumptions, you would see that the only proof that it is so is because you believe that it is so. Thus, it is called the law of assumption.